Hello YouTube! My name is Josh and I want to welcome you to our channel. In this video, we're going to figure out who's the top dog when it comes to cloud gaming on Android. We're going to talk about 4 of the top cloud gaming companies that offer an Android experience. To do this, we're going to measure each company based on 5 criteria to figure out who's the best. We'll talk about video quality, so how does the video actually look? We're going to measure whether there's any controller latency that you have to worry about. We're going to also talk about how many devices each service works with, how long does it take to actually get in a game when you launch it, and is it easy to use? Let's start with Flickstiq. The video quality in Flickstiq is average. You'll notice occasional artifacting, but overall it looks good and there's nothing that's going to impact your gameplay. Controller latency is noticeable, but it's not game breaking. You can still be competitive here. Flickstiq works on a variety of Android devices, so compatibility is one of its strong suits. It is still missing an Android TV app though. Flickstiq gives you full access to a complete cloud server desktop. It usually takes about 4 minutes to boot up the desktop, and then from there, it takes an average of about 2 minutes to get into a game. Overall, I'd give it an average rating when it comes to ease of use. You are dealing with controlling a complete cloud desktop, which isn't super easy to do on a touchscreen, but overall, you can get the job done. Flickstiq earns a 3 out of 5. Next up, we've got Shadow. Shadow works extremely well on PC, and we were excited to try them on Android. Unfortunately, things didn't translate over the way that we had hoped. You may run into noticeable compression and artifacting when it comes to the video. There's also significant controller latency. Shadow works with a number of Android handheld devices, but doesn't have a Shield TV app yet, and it's not compatible with everything out there. Just like with Flickstiq, you're controlling a complete cloud desktop, so you have to boot up the server, which takes about 2 minutes, and then it takes a few minutes to load into each game. Also like Flickstiq, ease of use is kind of a medium score, so it's doable, but you are dealing with navigating a complete desktop with a touchscreen, which is not ideal. Shadow on Android earns a 2 out of 5. Now it's time to cover a fan favorite, GeForce Now on NVIDIA Shield. The gameplay that you're watching was captured using the Shield's internal video recorder, which actually degrades the quality a little bit. In real life, the video is crisp and smooth. NVIDIA uses proprietary hardware to ensure that controller latency is very low. It almost feels like you're playing on a traditional gaming console. On the negative side, GeForce Now on Android is restricted to NVIDIA's own hardware, so you have to own a Shield device to take full advantage of it. NVIDIA's GeForce Now service is fast. It usually takes less than a minute to get into your favorite game. Out of all the options available, it's also the easiest to use, and it really feels like you're playing a traditional gaming console, so it's really meant for everybody. GeForce Now on NVIDIA Shield earns a 4.5 out of 5. Last but not least, we've got Vortex. The video quality with Vortex is pretty good. We notice very little artifacting or compression. There was a little bit of controller latency, but overall it wasn't bad at all. Vortex also works with the highest number of Android devices that we tested, even older ones. The biggest downside with Vortex is the amount of time that it can take to get into a game. Vortex's servers are typically under a heavy load, and if a server's not available when you try to join, you'll be put into a queue. The queue can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes on average. Vortex uses a launcher, which is basically just a big list of games that you can click on and play, so it's very easy to get into your games. The queue system in Vortex is a big negative, but once you're in, the gaming experience is actually very good. Vortex gets a 4 out of 5. As always, we'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with our scores? Let us know in the comments. And if you're new to our community, consider subscribing. We release videos like this all the time, and we're your best resource for everything about cloud gaming and game streaming. Until next time, my name is Josh, and you guys have a good one.